have enough room to avoid running around.
Good boatswain, have care. Where is the master? Right now, keep below. Where is the master, boatswain? Do you not hear him giving orders? You mar our labor. Keep your cabins, you do assist the storm. Nay, good, be patient. Good, yet remember who thou hast aboard. None more than I loved in myself. You are a counselor. If you can command these elements to silence and order the storm to calm down, we can all put down our ropes and rest. If you cannot, you think you live so long, and make yourselves ready in your cabins for death. May they come to that. Heart of good hearts, out of our way, I say. Down on the topmast, quickly, lower, lower. Let the ship sail close to the wind.
My life and children.
Right now, when I give 1,000 furlongs of sea for 1 acre of barren ground, long heath, brown birds, anything at all, or will the both be done? But I would give anything to be dry when I die. Dear mother, if you caused this terrible storm with your magic powers, please put an end to it. The sky is so dark, it looks like it would rain down boiling hot tar if the sea weren't swelling up to the sky to put its fire out. Why suffer along with all the people I watched suffer? A fine ship with some good people in it, I'm sure smashed to pieces. Their dying shouts broke my heart.
Be collected. There's nothing to get upset about. No harm was done.
Oh, woe a day!
No harm, I'm telling you. Everything I've done has been for you, my dear daughter. You don't know who you are since you don't know who I am or where I come from or that I'm better than merely Prospera, your humble mother who lives in a poor little shack.
It never occurred to me to imagine there was anything more to know.
It's time for you to know the whole story. Give me a hand and help me off with this magic cloak. I arranged the horrible sight of the shipwreck, which moved you to such pity, so carefully that not a single person was hurt, and not so much as a hair on anyone's head was destroyed in the ship you saw sink. Sit down. It's time for you to know more.
You have often begun to tell me what I am, but would suddenly stop, concluding, stay, not yet.
The hour's now come. This is the moment for you to listen hard and pay close attention. Can you remember the time before you came to live in this shack? I doubt it since you were even 5 at the time.
Certainly I can.
By what? Tell me anything you remember.
'Tis far off and rather like a dream than a memory. Had I not 4 or 5 women that once said to me?
Thou hadst, and more, Miranda, but how is it that this lives in thy mind? What seest thou else in the dark, backward and abysm of time? Do you remember how you got here?
That I do not.
12 years, Miranda. 12 years since thy mother was the Duchess of Milan and a woman of power.
Are not you my mother?
I am. Thy father was Duke of Milan, and you, his only heir, a princess.
Oh, the heavens! What foul play had we that we came from thence?
By foul play, as thou sayest, were we pushed out of power by evil deeds. But we were blessed in being helped toward this island.
Oh, my heart breaks to think how painful it must be for you to recall all this. Things that I can't remember. But please, tell me more.
My sister and thy aunt, called Antonia. I pray thee, mark me. Thy sister should be so perfidious. She whom next thyself of all the world I loved and trusted her to manage my state, which at the time was the strongest in the land, and Prospera, famous for my digging and education. Since I was so drawn to studying things like logic, geometry, and astronomy, I let the control of the government slide a bit, being too wrapped up in my occult books. Disloyal aunt. Dost thou attend me?
Ma'am, most heedfully.
Once Antonia got the knack of granting certain requests, denying others, promoting some officials, and keeping those down who were getting too ambitious, she won over the people who used to be loyal to me. Since she had control over the government and everyone in it, she soon made everyone sing her song. She became the ivy that sticks to the side of a tree and sucked my vitality out. You are not paying attention.
I do!
I pray thee, mark me. As I neglected practical matters, being totally dedicated to solitude, and to improving my mind with subjects more valuable than most people imagine, I was so shut away from the world that I unwittingly stirred up evil wishes in my disloyal sister. My deep trust in her made her deeply untrustworthy, arousing in her a treachery as big as my trust was. With Antonia possessing such powers and wealth, coming not only from my income, but from her ability to take over my authority and power, Antonia began to believe she was the Duchess. So liars began to believe their own lie. She put on the face of royalty, with all the rights that go along with it, with her ambition growing like this. Do you hear what I'm saying?
Your tale with pure deafness.
To make her political performance absolutely perfect, she simply had to become Duchess of Milan herself. My library was large enough kingdom for me, so she judges me incapable of carrying out my duties. She is so power-hungry that she allies with the Queen of Naples, Alana, agreeing to pay her a regular annual sum, swear subservience to her, and put the Dukedom of Milan under the humiliating control of Naples.
Oh, the heavens.
Mark, then tell me if this might be a sister.
Though I fear to think anything but nobly of my grandmother, good wombs have borne bad daughters.
Now the condition. The Queen of Naples, Alana, being an enemy to me, listens to my sister's suit, which was that the Queen, in exchange for the respect and money paid to her, would get rid of me, and make my sister Duchess of Milan instead. A treacherous army was gathered, and one fateful night at midnight, Antonia opened the gates of Milan, and in the pitch black of night had her officers rush out me, and you, my dear sobbing daughter.
How awful! I, not remembering how I cried out then, will cry over again.
Hear a little further, then I'll bring you to the present business, which is now upon us, and the reason I'm telling you this story in the first place.
Why didn't they just kill us that night?
Good question, my child. My tale provokes that question. The answer, my dear, is that they didn't dare because the people of Milan loved me too much. They had to disguise their intentions. So, to make a long story short, they hurried us onto a ship and carried us a number of miles out to sea, where they prepared a rotten carcass of a boat with no sails or masts. They tossed us in the water to cry at the sea that roared back at us.
Alas, what trouble was I then to you?
Oh, no, my dear, you were an angel. You kept me going. You smiled with the strength you must have gotten from heaven, while I cried salty tears into the salty sea and groaned at our situation. Your smiles sustained my spirits against whatever would come our way.
How can we be sure?
By Providence divine. Some food we had and some fresh water that a noble Neapolitan, Gonzalo, gave to us out of the kindness of his heart. He had been chosen to carry out the plan of putting us to sea. He also did give us rich garments, linens, and necessities that have been of great help. Knowing how much I love my books, he gave me some books from my library that I value more than my duchy.
I wish I could see that man someday.
Now I arise. Sit still and hear the last of our sea sorrow. Here on this island we arrived, and here have I, thy schoolmaster, have given you a better education than other princesses that have more time for vainer hours.
Heavens, thank you for it. And now I pray you, for still 'tis beating in my mind your reason for raising the sea storm.
You should know this much. Much luck is on my side. My enemies happen to wreck their ship on this island. As I see it, my fate hangs on this lucky event. And if I handle it wrong, I'll suffer for the rest of my life. Now, no more questions. Thou art inclined to sleep. This is a good sleepiness, so give in to it. Come here, my servant. I'm ready now. Approach my Ariel. All hail, great mistress. Hail. I come to answer thy best pleasure, be it to fly, to swim, to dive into the fire, to ride on the curled clouds, to thy strong fitting task, Ariel, and it shall be done. Hast thou, spirit, carry out the storm just as I ordered? Oh, down to the last detail. I boarded the Queen's ship, and in every corner of it, from the deck to the cabin, I made everyone astonished and terrified. Sometimes I appeared in many places at once, on the topsail and mainmast. I flamed to different spots. Then I came together into a single flame. I flashed about faster than lightning. My brave spirit, who could be so firm, so constant that this disturbance would not infect reason? Everyone there got a little crazy and pulled some desperate stunts. Everyone except the sailors dove into the sea, leaving behind the ship that I had set on fire. The Queen's son, Ferdinand, with his hair standing
on end, was the first to jump, shouting, "Hell is empty and all the devils are here."
Why, that's my spirit. But was this near shore? Close by, my mistress. But are they, Ariel, safe?
Not a hair perished. Even their clothes are unstained and look fresher than before the storm. I've separated them into groups around the island just as you ordered. I sent the Queen's son off by himself to a faraway nook on the island where he's sitting now, sighing with his arms crossed like this.
Tell me what you did with the Queen's ship, the sailors, and the other ships.
Safely in harbor is the Queen's ship. In the deep nook where once thou called me up at in midnight to fetch you from Bermuda, there she's hid. The sailors are all below deck, sleeping both from their labor and from the magic spell I cast over them. As for the rest of the fleet, I scattered them, and they gathered again in the sea, sailing sadly to Naples, believing they witnessed the shipwreck and death of their great queen.
Ariel, that charge exactly is performed, but there's more work. What is the time of day? Past noon. At least 2 hours past. We can't waste time between now and 6 o'clock.
Is there more toil? Since thou dost give me new work, let me remind thee what thou hast promised, which is not yet performed.
How now? Moody? What is it thou demands?
My liberty!
Before the time be out? No more.
I prithee, remember, I have done thee worthy service, told thee no lies, made no mistakes, served without grudge or grumblings. Thou dost promise to take a full year off my service.
Dost thou forget from what a torment I did free thee?
No!
Thou dost, and think it is too much to tread the ooze of the salt deep, to run upon the sharp wind of the north, to do me business in the deep earth when it is baked with frost.
I do not, ma'am.
Hast thou forgot the fowl which Sycorax stooped over with Dave and Elwell? Hast thou forgot her?
No!
Ma'am, I must once in a month recount what thou hast been, which thou forgetst. This damned witch Sycorax was kicked out of Algiers for various witching crimes too terrible for humans to hear about. For one reason, they refused to execute her. Isn't that true?
I
This blue-eyed hag was brought here with child and left here by the sailors. You were her servant at the time, but you were too delicate to carry out her horrible orders, and you refused. In a fit of rage, she locked you in a hollow pine tree and left you there for 12 years, during which time she died, and you were trapped, moaning and groaning. At that time, there were no people here. This island was not honored with a human being, except for the child that Sycorax gave birth to here. A freckled baby born as an old hag.
yes,
Caliban. That Caliban, whom now I keep in service. Thou knowest best what a torment I did find thee in, thy groans. It was my magic when I arrived and heard thee that made gape the pine and let thee out.
I thank thee, my lady.
If you keep complaining, I'll rend an oak and peg thee in his naughty entrails till thou hast howled away 12 winters.
Pardon, my lady. I shall be easy to command and do my spiriting gently.
Do so, and after 2 days I will set thee free.
That's my noble mistress. What shall I do?
Go make thyself like an nymph of the sea. Be invisible to everyone except myself. Go take this garment, put it on, then hurry back here. Awake, dear heart, awake. Thou hast slept well. Awake.
The strangeness of your story put a heaviness in me.
Shake it off, come on. We'll go visit Caliban, my servant, who never gives us a kind answer.
He is a villain. I do not love to look on.
What? Anna says we cannot do without her. She does. Make our fire, fetch in our wood, and serves in jobs that benefit us. What ho, Caliban! Thou art, thou speak!
There's one enough within.
Come forth, I say, there's other business for thee. Come, thou tortoise, when? Fine posture. My quaint Ariel, listen carefully.
My lady, it shall be done.
Caliban, come forth!
I hope you both get drenched with a dew as evil as what my mother used to collect with a crow's feather from poisonous swamps. May a hot southwest wind cover you with bitterness all over.
I'll give you cramps for saying that. Horrible pains in your side that will keep you from breathing. I'll send goblins out at night to work you over. And you'll be pinched all over like bee stings.
I must eat my dinner now. This island
from me. When you first came here, you made much of me and took care of me. Gave me water with berries in it and taught me the names of the sun and the moon. And I loved thee back then. Showed you all the features of the island. The fresh springs, the saltwater pits, the barren places and fertile ones. Curse me that I did so. I curse myself for doing that. I wish I could use all the magic spells of Sycorax against you and plague you with toads, beetles, and bats. I'm the only subject you have in your kingdom, and you pen me up in this cave and don't let me go anywhere on this island.
You most lying witch, I have treated thee, filth as thou art, with human care, and lodged thee in thine own cell, till thou didst seek to harm my child.
Oh, if it had been done, thou didst prevent me.
Abhorred wench, I pitied thee, took pains to make thee speak, taught you something new practically every hour. When you didn't know what you were saying and babbling like a child, I helped you find the words to make your point understandable. You had bad blood in you, no matter how much you learned, so you got what you deserved and were locked up in a cave.
You taught me language, and all that I can do with it is curse. Damn you for teaching me your language.
Have seat, hence. Fetch us some fuel and be quick. Are you shrugging and making faces? If you neglect my orders or do them grudgingly, I'll double you up with pains and make all your bones ache. Make you scream so loud that wild animals will tremble.
No, pray thee. I must obey. Her art is of such power.
Go then.
Where's that music coming from? From the earth or the air? It stopped now. As I sat on the shore crying over my mother's shipwreck, I heard some music creep over the wild waves, saving my own grief with its sweet melodies. There it is again.
Raise the curtains of your eyelids and go take a peek what you can see up there.
What is it? Spirit? How handsome it is. It must be a spirit.
No, it eats and sleeps and has the same senses that we do. Gentleman you see now is in the shipwreck, and if he weren't a little spoiled by grief, you could call him handsome. He's lost his comrades and is wandering around looking for them.
I might call him a thing divine, for I have never seen anything so noble looking on earth before.
It's all happening according to plan. I see as my soul prompts it. Spirit, fine spirit, I'll free thee within 2 days for this.
This surely must be the goddess that the music is being played for. Please, tell me, do you live on this island? Oh, you precious creature, are you a maiden or a goddess?
No wonder, sir, but I'm certainly a maid.
She speaks my language. Heavens. I am the best of them to speak this language. If only we were, that word is spoken.
How the best? What would thou do if the Queen of Naples heard thee?
She would see me for what I am. Amazed to hear you speak about Naples. I myself am the king of Naples, since I saw with my own eyes. These eyes that haven't been dry since. My mother, killed in a shipwreck.
Alas, for mercy!
Yes, Faith, all her lords, the Duchess of Milan, and her brave son too.
The real Duchess of Milan and her more braver daughter could control thee, and now her fit to do it. They fall in love at first sight. Wonderful, Ariel. I'll set you free for doing such good work here. Can I have a word with you, sir? I'm afraid you've made a mistake.
Why is my mother speaking to him so rudely? This is the first man I've ever seen in my life, and one I have romantic feelings for. I hope she takes pity on me and treats him well for my sake.
If you haven't given your heart to another man, I'll make you the queen of Naples.
Just a moment. They're both in love, but I need to cause a little trouble between them, or else they'll never appreciate the value of their love. I need a word with you, sir. I demand that you listen to me. You're calling yourself by a name that doesn't belong to you. You've come onto this island as a spy to snatch it away from me. I'm the rightful mistress of it.
No, I swear that isn't true.
A man as handsome as that can't have anything evil in him. If the devil had such a beautiful house as his body, then good things would fight to live in it.
Follow me. Speak not for him. He's a traitor. Come, I'll manacle thy neck and feet together and give you seawater to drink.
Not as long as I'm stronger than you.
Oh dear mother, don't judge him too quickly. He's a good man and brave too.
What? I say, put thy sword up, traitor. You make quite a show, but you're too scared to strike at me. I
affections are then most humble, for I have no ambition to see a better man.
Come on, obey. Thy muscles are limp and lifeless.
So they are. My strength's all gone as if in a dream. The death of my mother, the loss of all my friends, the threats of this woman. All of that would be easy to take. If once a day I could look through my prison cell and see this girl.
Come on, follow me. Go to what I command.
Have comfort. My mother is of a better nature, sir. If here's my speech.
Who's the syllable?
Speak not for him.
Beseech you, man, be merry. The fact that we're alive outweighs our losses. Many people every day feel the sadness we feel now.
Prithee, peace.
Alana enjoys these comforting words about as much as cold oatmeal.
The goodwill ambassador will not give up that easily. Ma'am,
We will be talking. Let's make a bet. Which one will start babbling yet again? The old crow. The young sparrow. Done. The wager.
a good laugh.
It's a bet.
Though this island seems to be deserted.
So, you paid?
Uninhabitable and almost inaccessible.
Yes.
Yet.
She had to say it.
The island seems to have mild and temperate climate.
Here is everything beneficial to life.
True! Except needs to live.
Of that, there's none. Or little.
How lush and lusty the grass looks. How green.
The ground is indeed brown.
But the really unbelievable thing is, and this is incredible,
As most unbelievable things are.
that our garments were drenched with seawater, but came out looking brand new. Listen to him.
If his clothes could talk, they'd call him a liar. Or stuff what he says into their pockets.
Seriously, I think our garments are as fresh now as when we were in Africa. When we attended the marriage of the Queen's daughter Caron to the King of Tunis.
It was a lovely wedding, and we're doing really well on our trip home. Tunis was never graced with such a beautiful queen.
Madame, we were talking that our garments seem now as fresh as when we were at Tunis, at the marriage of your daughter, who is now queen.
And the rarest that ever came there.
Is not, ma'am. My jacket is fresh as the first day I wore it. I mean,
You cram these words into my ear. But I've never married my daughter there, for coming thence, my son is lost. Oh, thou my son of Naples and of Milan, what strange fish hath made a meal on thee?
My lady, he may live. I saw him beat the surges under him. He trod the water, his bold head above the waves he kept. I've no doubt he came alive to land.
No, no. He's gone. Oh.
You have lost your son.
I fear forever. The fault's your own.
The greatest sorrow is mine, too.
Sebastian, the truth you speak doth lack some gentleness.
Very well.
Is foul weather foresaw, good lady, when you are cloudy?
Foul weather. Very foul.
Will you laugh me asleep? For I am very sleepy.
Go to sleep and listen to us laughing. Shall we sing a lullaby?
That would be lovely.
Hush now, my story. Close your eyes and sleep. Waltzing the waves, diving the deep. Stars are shining bright. The wind is on the rise. Whispering words of long lost lullabies. Oh, won't you come with me? Where the moon is made of gold, where the ocean meets the sky, and sail home. Oh, won't you come with me? Where the ocean meets the sky, singing the words of long lost lullabies.
What? I'll so soon sleep? I wish I could sleep too. It would stop me from thinking. Come to think of it, I am feeling rather sleepy.
In that case, you should sleep. People in grief need a good sleep. It doesn't come to them often, but when it does come, you should enjoy it. The two of us will guard you while you sleep, my lady, and keep you safe.
Thank you. Wondrous heavy.
see in your face what you ought to be. Opportunity's nothing for you, and in my imagination, I see a crown dropping onto your head.
What? Art thou dreaming or awake?
Do you not hear me speak?
I do, and it sounds like you're talking in your sleep. What did you say? It's odd for you to be dreaming with your eyes wide open, standing, talking, moving, yet sound asleep.
Good Sebastian, you're the one who's sleeping if you let this opportunity pass you by without acting on it.
Well, I'm hanging on every word.
You'll need to act, but I'll teach you how.
Do so. I'm lazy by nature.
Oh, if you only knew how close to success you are, even while you mock it.
Prithee, continue.
This is what I'm saying. Although this lord has almost convinced the queen that her son's alive, it's impossible that he survived. Yes,
I have no hope that he's underground.
but in that no hope, there are great hopes for you. That no hope means you're on the way to glory so brilliant you couldn't even imagine it, no matter how ambitious you were. Do you agree that Ferdinand must have drowned?
He's gone.
Then tell me, who's the next heir of Naples?
Clarabelle.
Alana's daughter. She that is queen of Tunis. She that dwells 10 leagues beyond. As far as anyone knows, we're all sea swallows. Do you see the opportunity here?
What stuff is this? How say you? 'Tis true. My sister's daughter is queen of Tunis. She is also heir of Naples.
How shall that Clarabelle rule Naples while in Tunis? Let her stay in Tunis and give Sebastian a chance to start living. If these sleeping here were dead as they appear to be now, they'd be nowhere south from there now. There are a lot of people who can rule Naples just as well as this sleeping woman here can. I wish you understood what I'm saying. You see how you're missing out on a great opportunity for yourself. Do you even get what I'm saying?
I think I do.
And does this prospect of good fortune make you happy?
I remember you took the throne from your sister, Prospero.
True, I did. And look how good I look in my new role. Much better than before. My sister's servants used to be my equals. Now, they work for me.
But for your conscience.
I paralyzed that. Here lies your sister, no better than the earth she lies upon. If she were as dead as she appears to be now, whom I, with this obedient seal, could lay to bed forever, she wouldn't stand in our way. As for the others, we can make them believe anything we choose.
You will be my role model, just as you got Milan Elegant Naples. Take out your weapon. With one cut, you can be finished with paying taxes to Naples. And as ruler, I'll love you forever.
Draw together, and when I turn my hand, do you the same to fall upon Gonzalo.
Oh, but one more word.
My mistress, through her magic, foresees the danger that you, her friend, are in, and sends me forth to make sure these people survive, and to guarantee her plan to succeed. While you here do snore and lie, no open-eyed conspiracy his time doth take. Shake off slumber and beware. Awake, awake.
Then unspoke be sudden. Now we need to preserve the queen!
Why, how now? Oh, awake. Why are you drawn?
What's the matter? While we stood here, guarding your slumber, we heard a whole burst of bellowing, like bulls, or rather lions. Did it not wake you? It struck mine ear most terribly.
I heard nothing.
Oh, 'twas a din to fright a monster's ear.
Heard you this, Gonzalo?
Upon mine honor, I heard a humming, which did awake me. I shook you, lady, and cried, and as mine eyes opened, I saw their weapons drawn. There was a noise. That's true. 'Tis best we stand upon our guard, or that we leave this place. Let's draw our weapons.
Lead off this ground, and let's make further search for my poor son.
Heavens keep him from these beasts. Prospero and my lady shall know what I have done. So queen, go safely on to seek thy son.
All the infections that the sun sucks up from the fogs, sends, flats, fall on Prospero and pushes nothing but a walking disease. Her spirits hear me, and yet I need to curse. Lo, now, lo, here comes a spirit of hers to torment me for moving the wooden slowly. I'll fall flat. Perchance it will not see me.
There's nothing to protect me from the weather here. And there's another storm coming. I can hear it in the way the wind whistles. And that huge black cloud over there looks like a filthy wine jug about to pour out its contents. What's this? A human? Or a fish? A strange fish. If I were in England like I once was, and I had even a painted picture of this strange creature, every fool would pay me a piece of silver to look at it. In England, this creature would be considered a man. The men there won't pay a penny to his lame beggar, but they'll pay 10 cents to look at a freak show exhibit. This guy has legs like a human, but fins for arms? And it's still warm. By God, I guess this is not a fish, but a native of the island who was struck by lightning just now. Oh, here comes the storm again. I'll just hide under this cloak, until the storm passes. In emergencies, you meet the strangest folks. I'll just stay here.
I shall no more to see. Here shall I die ashore.
That's a fine tune to sing at a man's funeral. Here's my comfort.
Do not torment me, oh!
What's the matter? Have we devils here? I did not escape drowning to be afraid of your 4 legs.
The spirit torments me, oh!
This is a monster of the Isles of 4 legs, who hath got as I take an 8. Where did this devil learn our language? I'll give it some relief. If I can keep it tame and take it to Naples, it'll be a great present to any emperor.
Do not torment me, prithee. I'll bring my wood home faster.
It's having a fit. It's not making any sense. I'll give it some wine. If it has never drank wine before, it'll soothe its fever.
You haven't hurt me much yet, but you will soon. I can tell by your trembling. Prosper sent you here.
Come on. This will help you talk, open up. It'll stop you from shaking. I can tell you that for sure. You don't even know who your real friends are. Open that mouth again.
I should know that voice. But he is drowned and these are devils. Oh, defend me!
4 legs and 2 voices? The most delicate monster. One voice speaks well and talks about his friend. The other one is harsh and abusive. I can charge more for this. If it takes all the wine in my bottle, I'll cure this monster. Come on. That's good. Now pour some in the other's mouth.
Stefano!
Stop the other mouth, call me! Mercy, mercy! This is a devil and no monster. I believe.
Stefano, if thou be a Stefano, speak to me, for I am Trinculo. Be not afraid, thy good friend Trinculo.
If thou beest Trinculo, come forth. I'll pull these smaller legs. If any legs are Trinculos, these are. What do you know? You are Trinculo! How comest thou be the siege of this moon calf?
I took him to be killed by a thunderstroke, but aren't you drowned, Stefano? I hope you're not drowned. I hid under the dead mooncalf's cloak for fear of the storm. Has the storm passed? Are you really living, Stefano? Oh, Stefano.
Prithee, do not turn about. My stomach is upset.
These are beautiful things if they're not sprites. He's a brave god and very celestial liquor. I will kneel to him.
How didst thou escape? How comest thou hither? Swear by this bottle how thou escaped. I escaped upon a wooden sack that the sailors heaved overboard. With this bottle.
I'll swear upon that bottle to be thy true subject. The liquor is not earthly.
Yeah. Swear how thou escaped.
Swum ashore, man like a duck. I can swim like a duck. I swear. Hast any more of this?
Oh, old barrel man. My cellar's in a rock by the seaside where the wine is hid. How now, mooncalf?
Hast thou not dropped from heaven?
Out of the moon, I do assure thee. I was a man upon the moon once upon a time.
By this good light, it's not much of a monster. I can't believe that I was scared of it. A pretty pathetic monster. Man of the moon, but a more gullible monster. That was a nice big gulp monster.
I'll show thee every fertile inch of the island. Now kiss thy foot, I pray thee, be my god.
By this light, a most perfidious and drunken monster. When her god's asleep, she'll drop his bottle.
I'll kiss thy foot, I'll swear myself thy
on then. Down. And swear.
Except the poor monster is drunk. An abominable monster. Fish for the empathy would enough. A plague upon the tyrant that I serve. I'll bear her no more sticks, but follow thee, thou wondrous man. A most ridiculous and drunken monster. To worship a fool. I'll take you to where crabs grow, and I with my long nails will dig for thee. Wilt thou go with me?
Prithee now, lead the way, without any more talking. Trinculo, the queen and our company's else been drowned. We'll inherit here. Here, bear my bottle, fellow Trinculo. We'll get that bottle refilled soon enough.
Farewell, lady! Farewell, farewell! A howling monster! A drunken monster!
Oh, brave monster, lead the way!
Some kinds of lowly activities are done for noble reasons. This hard work would be boring and nasty to me, but I'm working for a mistress who makes me enjoy my labor. Oh, she's 10 times nicer than her mother is mean, and she is the height of crabbiness. I have thousands of logs to take away and pile up on strict orders from her. My sweet darling cries when she sees me work, telling me that such a wonderful man had never performed such lowly tasks before. These sweet thoughts relieve me and refresh me. $298, $299, $300.
Alas, now pray you, work not so hard. I with the lightning had burnt up those logs that you were forced to pile. Pray, set it down and rest you. My mother is hard at study. Pray now, rest yourself. She's busy these 3 hours.
Oh, sweet darling, the sun shall set before I finish this task.
Sit down, I'll bear your logs a while. Pray, give me that, carry it to the pile.
No, precious creature, I'd rather break my back than let you do work like this while I sit lazy by.
Poor worm. Thou art infected. This visitation shows it.
You look weary.
No, noble mistress, 'tis fresh morning with me when you are by. I beseech you, what is your name?
Miranda. Oh, my mother, I've disobeyed you by saying so.
Admired Miranda, indeed the top of admiration. Many a lady I've eyed before, but never any like you. Oh, you're perfect, without rival in the world.
I've never known any woman or seen a woman's face, except for my own and my mother's. I have no idea what people look like in other places, but I swear by my modesty that I never want any companion in the world with you. But listen to me chattering like crazy, as my mother told me not to.
I am a prince, Miranda. I do think a king. Hear my soul speak. The very instant that I saw you, did my heart fly to your service. There resides, and for your sake, I am this patient log man.
You love me?
Heaven and earth bear witness to this sounding crown. What I profess is true. I, beyond all else in the world, love, prize, honor you.
I am a fool to weep at what I'm glad of.
May heaven bless the feelings going between them.
Wherefore weep you?
At mine unworthiness. The more I try to hide my feelings, the bigger they get. Oh, stop being bashful and tricky, Miranda. Just be straightforward. I'll be your wife if you'll have me. You can refuse to make me your spouse, but I will be your servant whether you want me or not.
You'll be my wife, dearest, and I'll serve you forever.
My husband, then?
Aye, with a heart as willing. Here's my hand.
And mine. With my heart in it. Now farewell for half an hour hence.
1,000 goodbyes.
I can't be as happy as they are in this moment, but nothing could make me happier. Now it's time to get back to my studies, since I have a lot of serious business to take care of before dinner.
And when the barrel's empty, we'll drink water, not a drop sooner. Therefore, drink up, servant monster. Drink a toast to me.
Servant monster? What is crazy? I island this is. There are 5 people on it, and we're 3 of them. If the other 2 are as loopy as we are, our country's in bad shape.
Drink, servant monster, I bid thee. Thy eyes are almost sunk in thy head.
Where else should they be? She were a brave monster indeed if they were stuck in her tail.
My monster is so drunk, she can't even talk. As for me, no liquid can harm me, neither wine, nor the whole sea itself. Before I got to shore, I swam 35 leagues in it, and still survived. Monster, you'll be my lieutenant, or my flag bearer.
Lieutenant is better. She's not standing straight in the middle of the flag.
How is your highness? I'll not serve him. He's not courageous like you.
You liar, you ignorant monster! I'm courageous. You tell such lies because you're half fish, half monster.
Oh, how he mocks me. Wilt thou let him, my lord?
Lord, quoth he. That monster can be such an idiot.
Wilt thou again fight him to death, I prithee?
Tranquilo, keep a good tongue on thy head. My monster is a subject, and he shall not suffer indignity.
I thank my noble lord. Wilt thou be pleased to listen once again to the request I made to thee?
Mary, I will.
As I told thee before, I am subject to a tyrant, a sorcerer. That by her cunning hath cheated me of the island.
Thou liar.
Thou liest, thou jesting monkey, thou. I do not lie.
Tranquilo, if you trouble her anymore, it's by this hand, I'll beat you like a salted fish.
Why? I said nothing.
Mom, then and no more. Proceed.
I say, by sorcery she got this isle, stole it from me.
If your highness is willing, take sweet revenge on her for that. Because I know you're brave enough. I don't dare to.
That is most certain.
Thou shalt be lord of it, and I'll serve thee.
How shall this be organized? Can you take me to her?
Yes, my lord. I can take you to where she sleeps, and you can pound a nail into her head.
Thou liest, you can't do that.
Thou scurvy patch! I do beseech thy greatness, give his blows and take his bottle from him. When that's gone, he shall drink nothing but sea water, for I'll not show him where the quick streams are.
Tranquilo, watch out. If you interrupt her with one more word, I'll feed you like a salted fish.
Why? I said nothing. I'll go farther off.
Does thou not say she lied?
Thou liest.
Do I so? Take thou that, did thou say I lied?
I've never seen you lie out of your wits and bearing too. A pox on your bottle, a curse on your monster, and the devil take your fingers too.
Now, forward with your tail. Prithee, stand further off.
Why, as I told thee, it is a custom with her to sleep in the afternoon. You can smash in her skull after seizing her books. Just remember to grab her books, since without them she's nothing but a poor fool like me and can't command a single spirit. Then be sure to burn her magic books. The other important thing to think about is how beautiful her daughter is. I never saw another woman except her and Sycorax, my mother, but Miranda is so much more beautiful. You can't compare the two.
Is she really that body?
Aye, my lord. I warrant you will produce some fine children.
Monster, I will kill this woman. Her daughter and I will become king and queen. Save our graces. Trinculo and thyself shall be viceroys. Does thou like the plot, Trinculo?
Excellent. Within this half hour she will be asleep. Wilt thou destroy her then?
I on my honor.
This I shall tell my lady.
Thou makest me merry. I am full of pleasure.
I'll do anything you request, monster. Anything. Reasonable. Come on, Trinculo. Let us sing. What is this song?
This is a melody played by nobody?
If thou beest a man, show thyself like thou like this.
Oh, forgive me my sins! Art thou afraid?
No, monster, not I.
Be not afraid. The isle is full of noises, sounds, and sweet airs that give delight, and heard not.
This will prove a great kingdom to me, where I shall have music for nothing.
When Prospera is destroyed,
Yes, yes, I remember the story.
the sound is going away. Let's follow it.
Indeed, we'll follow. If I would, I could see the musician he lays it on.
I'll follow Stefano.
ache. I must rest.
I cannot blame thee. I am growing so tired myself that it is dulling my spirit. Sit down and rest. I am losing hope. The one we are looking for is dead. We are searching on land, but he is lost in the sea.
I'm right glad that you so have hope. Do not forget the purpose that you resolved to effect. The next chance we get, we strike thoroughly. Let it be tonight. For now they're so tired from traveling that they can't be as careful as they are when they're fresh. Yes, tonight. No.
What harmony is this? My good friends, listen.
Marvelous sweet music.
Heavens help us, what were those things?
Our little leader, there are unicorns.
And I'll be sworn 'tis true. If I told them about this back in Naples, would they believe me?
Wonderful kind of silent language. They vanish strangely. No matter, since they have left their food behind, for we have stomachs. But it's easy to taste what's here.
Not I.
Faith, lady, you need not fear.
I'll start it. Even if this is my last one, it's over. Since the best part of my life is over anyway.
You three of sin!
Destiny made the sea belch you up onto this island where no human lives, since none of you deserve to live. I've driven you crazy, and many mad people are driven to kill themselves in desperation. Oh, you fools! My fellow harpies and I carry out fate's orders. Your swords are useless against us. You'd be more successful stabbing at air or swinging at empty water than trying to cut off even one of my feathers. Even if you had the power to hurt us, you'd find your swords too heavy to lift. But remember, and it's my job to remind you that in Milan, the three of you stole Prospera's throne and threw her and her innocent child into the sea, which has now taken revenge on you. To punish you for this horrible crime, the higher powers have stirred up the seas and all the creatures of earth against you. They've taken your only son from you, Alana, and they've ordered me to destroy you slowly, in a way worse than sudden death could ever be. The only way to protect yourselves from the angry higher powers, which are ready to fall upon your head on this empty island, is for you to be sincerely sorry for what you've done, and to live innocent lives from this time forward. You've played the role of Harpy very well, my Ariel. You're fierce, graceful, everything I told you to say. The magic powers are in full swing now. Enemies are confused and running around in circles. They are under my control now. And I'm keeping them this way while I go visit Ferdinand and the young woman both he and I love.
For the love of God, my lady, why are you standing there staring off into space like this?
Oh, it is monstrous, monstrous. I heard the winds talking to me, and they pronounced the name of Prospera. It's saying about my crimes. Because of my crimes, my son is dead on the ocean floor. I'll go join him there, going down deeper than any anchor ever sank, and lie with him dead in the mud.
I'll fight every one of these devils if I have to. One at a time. I'll be thy second.
All three of them are crazy with despair. Their guilt is finally starting to gnaw at them like a slow-acting poison. Follow them swiftly and hinder them from trouble.
Follow, I pray you. If I punished you too harshly, your compensation makes amends. My daughter, Miranda, I put her in your hands. All the trouble I put you through is to test your love for her. You passed the test remarkably well. Be careful and make sure you both respect the holy institution of marriage.
I wish for peace, long life, and to protect the love that I cherish.
Sit then and talk with her. What, Ariel? My industrious servant Ariel.
What would my potent mistress? Here I am.
You and your fellow spirits did your task exceedingly well last night, and now I need your help again. We'll bring them all here. I give you power of them. I have to give this young couple a display of my magic powers. I promised them I would, and they're expecting it.
Before you can say come and go, each one of your servants will rush here, tripping over her own toes to get here.
But do you love me, mistress? Dearly, my delicate Ariel. Not approach till thou dost hear me call. Well, now come, my Ariel. Just watch. Be quiet.
Let me not to the marriage of true minds admit impediments. Love is not love which alters when it alteration finds or bends with the remover to remove. Oh no, it is an ever fixed mark that looks on Tempest and is never shaken. It is the star to every wandering bark whose worth's unknown although his height be taken. Love's not time's fool though rosy lips and cheeks within his bending sickle's compass come. Love alters not within his brief hours and weeks, but bears it out even to the edge of doom. If this be ever in upon me proved, I never writ nor no woman ever loved. As an unperfect actor on the stage, who with her fear is put beside her part, or some fierce thing replete with too much rage, whose strength's abundance weakens her own heart. So I, for fear of trust, forget to say the perfect ceremony of love's right, and in mine own love's strength seem to decay, overcharged with burden of mine own love's might. Oh, let my books be then the eloquence and dumb presagers of my speaking breast, who plead for love and look for recompense, more than that tongue that more hath more expressed. Oh, learn to read what silent love hath writ, to hear with eyes what loves to love's fine wit.
Betwixt mine heart and mine eyes a league is took, and each doth good turns now unto the other. When that mine eyes are famished for a look, or my heart in love with sighs, himself doth smother. And with my love's picture, my eye doth feast, and to the painted banquet bids my heart. So either by thy picture or my love, thyself away present with me still. For thou no farther than thy thoughts canst move, I am with them, and they with thee. Or if they sleep, thy picture in my sight awakes my heart to hearts and eyes delight.
Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely and more temperate.
Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely and more temperate.
Rough winds do shake the darling buds of May, and summer's leaves had all too short a date.
Rough winds do shake the darling buds of May, and summer's leaves had all too short a date.
Sometimes too hot the eye of heaven shines, and too often is his gold complexion dim.
Sometimes too hot the eye of heaven shines, and too often is his gold complexion dim.
And every fair from fair sometimes declines, by chance or nature's changing course untrimmed.
And every fair from fair sometimes declines, by chance or nature's changing course untrimmed.
By thy eternal summer shall not fade, nor lose possession of that fair thou owest.
By thy eternal summer shall not fade, nor lose possession of that fair thou owest.
Nor shall death brag thou wanderest in the shade, when in eternal lines to time thou growest.
Nor shall death brag thou wanderest in his shade, when in eternal lines to time thou growest.
As long as man can breathe or eyes can see, so long lives this, and this gives life to thee.
So long as man can breathe and eyes can see, so long lives this, and this gives life to thee.
Now, if you both will be some spirits.
Spirits, which I'm unmasking I have from their confines called my throats.
Let me live here forever.
I had forgotten that foul conspiracy of the beast Caron and confederates against my life. The minute of their plot is almost come. Well done, no more.
This is strange. Your mother's in some passion.
Never till this day have I seen her so angry.
are such stuff as dreams are made on, and our little life is drowned with asleep. I am vexed. My brain is troubled. Be not disturbed with my mood. Please retire to my cell and rest there. A turn or two I'll walk to still my weak mind.
We wish you peace.
I thank you. Ariel, come. What's thy pleasure? Spirit, we must prepare to meet with Caliban. Say again, where didst thou leave these varlets?
I told you, lady, they were red hot with drinking, so full of valor that they smoked the air for breathing in their faces, beat the ground for kissing of their feet. Then I did my charm, at which they pricked their ears as if they smelt music. So I charmed their ears that calf-like followed through the briars and thorns. At last I left them in the filthy pools around yourself, there dancing up to their chins in that foul lake.
This was well done, my bird. Retain your invisible shape and go bring the fools in my house here. It's time to catch these thieves.
I go.
A born devil who can never be trained. All my attempts to help Caliban, undertaken with the best intentions, have been wasted. I'll torment them all till they roar with pain. Come, hang on this line.
Pray you, walk softly, so neither mole hears us approach. We are near her room now.
Monster, your fairy, which you say is a harmless fairy, has done nothing but play tricks on us.
Monster, I do smell like a horse piss, at which my nose is in great indignation.
So is mine. Do you hear, monster?
Thou art a lost monster. Patient. The prize I am bringing you to will make you forget how smelly you are now. So be quiet. It's as silent as a graveyard here. But I can't get over how we lost our bottles in the pool.
Oh yes, an infinite loss. I'll get that bottle back if it's the last thing I'll do.
Please, be quiet. Look, here is the entrance to her room. Be silent and go in. Do the deed and make the silence yours forever.
Give me thy hand. I do begin to have bloody thoughts.
Oh, Stefano, oh, worthy Stefano, look at what a wardrobe is here for thee.
Let alone thou fool is but trash.
Oh, monster, we know second-hand clothes when we see them. Oh, King Stefano!
Take off that gown, Tinkulo. I shall have this gown.
Thy grace shall have it.
Why are you going crazy over these trashy clothes? Do the murder first. She wakes up before we kill her. She'll never stop punishing us.
Be you quiet, monster. Is this not my jacket?
You do. We're stealing things the right way here.
I thank thee for that. Here's a garment for it.
Monster, come put some glue upon your fingers and carry away the rest of these clothes for us.
I will have none of it. We're wasting time. We'll miss our chance.
Monster, you'll help us carry these clothes to where my wine is hid, or I'll kick you out of my kingdom. Go on and take them.
And this.
Ah, take this.
Order my goblins to grind up their joints. Give them muscle cramps and more bruises than a leopard has spots.
Hark, they roar.
Hunt them down. Now all my enemies are at my mercy. Soon my work will be done, and you'll be free. Just obey me a little longer. Now does my plan gather to a head. My spells are working well, my spirits are obeying me, and everything is right on schedule. What time is it? It's past 6 o'clock, my lady. When you said our work would be finished. I did say so when I first raised Tempest. Say, my spirit, how fares the queen and her followers?
Confined together just as you ordered. All steeped away in oak trees. The queen, her sister, and your sister are in a crazed state.
I would were I human. I will too then. Though I am indignant about their evil deeds, I'll go with my nobler instincts, which tell me to feel some compassion for them. It's better to act virtuously rather than vengefully. And now that they're sorry, I don't want anything more. Go release them, Ariel. I'll break my spell and bring them back to their senses, and then feel like themselves again.
I'll go fetch them, my lady.
I've darkened the noontime sun with the aid of elves who live in the hills and brooks, who chase the sea on the beach without leaving footprints in the sand. I've called up the angry winds and set the green sea and blue sky at war with each other. I've given lightning to the thunder clouds and burnt up Jupiter's oak with his own lightning bolts. I've shaken up sturdy cliffs and uprooted pines and cedars. I've opened up corpses, awakening graves, sleeping in them, letting them out my powerful magic. But I surrender all this magic now. I'll break my staff and bury it far underground, and deeper than it ever plummet sound, I'll drown my book. Let this solemn melody comfort your fevered minds, which are now useless, seething inside your skulls. Good Gonzalo, my eyes weep for you since I feel what you must feel now. The spell is breaking gradually, and just as dawn creeps in and melts away the darkness, they will slowly return to their senses. Gonzalo, you are my savior, and loyal to your lady. I will reward you fully, not just with praise, but with actions too. Most cruelly didst thou, Alana, use me and my daughter? And my sister helped you in the act. You're paying for it now, Sebastian. My sister, you were so greedy for power that you forgot natural compassion and our bond as sisters. I forgive you, though you were a monster. Look at them. They're starting to understand. Soon their confused minds will clear up, but at this point not a single one of them recognizes me. Ariel, give me my hat and coat for my room. I'll take off the clothes I'm wearing now and put on the ones I used to wear in the lawn. Sit, spirit. Soon you'll be free. And that's my dainty Ariel. I'll miss you, Ariel, but you'll be free soon. Go to the Queen's ship in your invisible state. There you'll find sailors asleep below deck. Find the master and boatswain who will be awake, and bring them here right away.
I'll go so fast I'll burn up the air and come back in 2 heartbeats.
Torment, trouble, wonder, and amazement inhabits here. Some heavenly power got us out of this fearful country.
Behold, the wrong Duchess of Milan, Prospera. I heartily welcome you.
Whether you're really her or whether it's some magic trick I do not know, I feel my mind becoming clear again. There must be some strange explanation for this, if it is true. But how is it possible that Prosper is alive and living on this island? I return to your dukedom, and I beg you to forgive me of my crimes.
First, noble friend, let me embrace you, whose honor cannot be measured.
Whether this be or be not, I'll not swear.
Welcome, my friends all. But you two ladies, if I felt like it, I could turn you into the traitors you are, but for now, I will tell no tales.
Devil speaks in her.
No. As for you, most wicked lady, whom to call sister would even infect my mouth. I do forgive thy rankest faults, all of them, and require my dukedom of thee, which I know you must return.
If that be Prospera, tell us the details of how you were arrived here, how you were saved. When we were shipwrecked, when we lost. Oh, how painful the memory is. My dear son Ferdinand.
I am sorry about that, my lady.
Irreparable is the loss, and trying to endure patiently doesn't help either.
Being patient has helped me a lot, for I have suffered a loss similar to yours.
You suffered a loss like mine?
Yes, just as great and just as recent. For I have lost my daughter.
A daughter? Oh, heavens. I wish the two of them were alive and living in Naples as king and queen. I'd give up my life and take my son's place in the mud on the ocean floor if I could see them alive in Naples. When did you lose your days?
In this last tempest. But whatever the reason for losing your senses, you can know for sure that I am Prospera, the same duchess who was kicked out of Milan and landed on the same island where you landed and became lady of it. No more of this story now, for it takes days to tell. This room here is my royal court. Here I have few attendants. Please have a look. Since you've given my dukedom back to me, I'll give you something equally wonderful.
Sweet lord, you're cheating.
I wouldn't cheat for the whole world.
Maybe not the whole world, but you cheat for 20 kingdoms.
If this proved to be a vision of the island, one year's sun shall I twice lose.
A most high miracle.
I curse the sea for nothing.
All the blessings of a glad mother encompasses thee. Now arise. And tell me how thou camest here.
Oh, wonder. How many wonderful creatures are there here? How beauteous mankind is. A brave new world that has some people in it. Tis new to be.
Who is this maid you are playing chess with? Is she the goddess that separated us and then brought us back together?
No, ma'am, she's mortal. By the grace of God, she's mine. I chose her for a wife when I didn't think I had a mother to ask advice of. She's the daughter of the famous Duchess of Milan.
Give me your hand. Like grief and sorrow still embrace her heart that doth not wish you joy.
Be it so. Amen.
Oh, look, here is more of us. Tell us, what is the news?
The best news of all is that we've located our queen and our men. The next bit of good news is that our ship, which we gave up for ruined only 3 hours ago, is as well outfitted and seaworthy as it was when we first set sail.
All the service have I done since I went.
My Trixie spirit.
These are not natural events. You get stranger all the time. Tell me, how did you get here?
We were fast asleep, and somehow, we don't know how, we were still below deck where we heard lots of roaring, shrieking, howling, and jingling chains. The noises were so horrible that we woke up liberated and saw our wonderful ship safe and sound. The master was dancing with joy to see it. In an instant, we were separated from them and brought here, as if in a dream.
Well done. Perfectly, my little worker. You'll get your freedom.
This is stranger business than I have ever set my foot in before. It is not natural either.
Ladies, my queen, do not waste your time mulling over how strange this business is. When the time is right, I promise I alone will explain everything that's happened. Until then, be cheerful. Keep an open mind. Spirit, come here. Go release Caliban. Turn her companions free. Now, my gracious queen, there are witnessing a few of your company. Some few odd lads that you remember not.
Courage, bully monster, courage!
Frightened believe my eyes. This is a fine sight to see. Oh, these are handsome spirits. How wonderful my mistress is. I fear she will punish me.
What are these things we are looking at, my Lady Antonia? Can you buy them with money?
Definitely. One that looks like a fish is very marketable.
This misshapen core, whose mother was a witch, and one so strong that could control the moon. These three have robbed me, and this demi-devil plotted with them to take my life. Two of these fellows you must recognize. This thing of darkness I acknowledge mine.
I shall be pinched to death.
Is this not Stefano, my drunken butler?
He is drunk now. Where had he wine?
And Trinculo is reeling right. Where did they find the wine that they got drunk on? How came thou in this pickle?
I have been in such a pickle since I saw you last that I fear me will never get up in my bones.
And how are you doing, Stefano?
Oh, touch me not! I'm not Stefano. But I could bring it.
You wanted to be king of the island, sir?
I would have been a sore king then.
Go to my cell. Take with you your companions. If you want my forgiveness, make it neat and tidy.
Aye, that I will, and I'll be wise hereafter to seek for your forgiveness. What a thrice-double ass was I to worship this god and take this drunkard for a fool.
Go to. Away. My lady, I invite your highness and your company to my little room where you can sleep tonight. In the morning, I'll take you to your ship, and we'll sail to Naples, where I hope to see this lovely couple married. In the morning, I'll retire to Milan.
I long to hear the story of your life.
I'll deliver all and promise you calm seas. Ariel, take that as I final charge. Then to the elements be free and fare thee well. Now my spells are all broken. The only magic I have is my own. With your own magic spells, release me so I can return to my dukedom. The gentle wind you blow with your applause will fill my ship's sails. Now I have no spirits to command, no magic to cast spells. Just as you'd like to have your sins forgiven, indulge me, forgive me.